In this video, I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of Christmas ornaments for your tree. One that uses recycled Christmas cards, this one right here, and another one that uses scrapbooking paper or Christmas wrapping paper. Timestamps for both ornaments will be in the description box below.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Well, hello there. This first one uses recycled Christmas cards, and you need 8 circles for each ornament. Now, the ornament size I show here uses 3-inch circles. You need 8 3-inch circles. And the Christmas cards are perfect for this. You can use all sorts of different colors of Christmas card or all the same Christmas card. It's a great way to recycle Christmas cards you've received in the past. Now, this is just a little cutting tool that I think I bought at Walmart in the craft section many years ago, and it works really well to cut out circles. I mean, you can also just cut them out by using a circle template and then using a pair of scissors. So there we are, 8 circles, all different Christmas cards. Now for each circle, you can do the same thing. Take the circle and fold it in half with the pretty side on the inside. And then just make sure that you have a nice crease there. I'm using this boning tool that came from an origami kit that I was given. And then fold it the other way. So you'll end up with an X or cross shape in the center of your piece of paper. And when you open it up, you'll see the 2 crease lines. Now take a pair of scissors and you're going to just cut along one of those crease lines to the center. So you're making a slit in the circle along one of those lines. Then take some glue, put some glue on the top of the flap that's to the right of the cut mark and some glue on the bottom of the flap that's to the left of the cut mark, and then just swing it around so that the 2 glued pieces touch one another. Here it is again. You're cutting a line, then you have a little flap with a slit, a little bit of glue on the top of the flap that's on the right of the slit, and then a little bit of glue on the bottom of the flap that's to the left, and then just push the left over the right, and you end up with this little kind of a triangle, kind of looks like a little shelf. So there's 4 of those for half of one ornament, and we just need to glue them together to make a circle. A little bit of glue, so you're going to glue these together just like that. It's going to make 1/2. And I'm just using plain old craft glue. For this, you can use whatever glue you want. And you're going to do exactly the same thing with the other 4. So you're going to have 2 pieces at the end that we're going to stick together. And there's the other half, gluing those together. Now we want to put an ornament string in this, and I also wanted to put a little bauble to make them a little bit more fancy. So what I did was I put some glue on one of these halves all over the place, and then we're going to put the ornament string. Now for the actual bauble, I was at the dollar store and I found these. They're actually called wine charms, and you're supposed to put them on the bottom of wine glasses so you know which wine glass is yours when you go to refill it. So I thought they would make really cute little baubles. So I just took some ribbon, and the ribbon is about 30 centimeters long or so. Put it through the bauble, and then we're going to just place it on top of the glue over 1/2 and let part of that string stick out the top, and then add the second half of the ornament over top. And that way it'll pin the ornament string in the middle. It'll hold that bauble hanging out the bottom, and it'll be nice and secure. And then you just have to tie a knot at the end of the 2 pieces that are sticking up, and then you have a completed ornament. And there it is. Now I thought the edges looked a little bit plain, so what I did for some of them was I actually ran a little bit of glue along the edges, and I dipped the edges in glitter that matched the card. So you can see in some of them, you can see some glitter along the edge. And I think that just makes them a little bit more fancy. Okay, for the next one, you'll need 8 circles to make this. And I recommend you use double-sided scrapbooking paper. But if you don't have double-sided scrapbooking paper, that's okay. You can have one with print and one with white on the bottom. I actually found a website where you can print out your own Christmas themed scrapbooking paper, and I'll put a link in the description box. So what I did, I just printed 2 different scrapbooking papers on one side and then a different one on the other side, just putting it into my printer. And that's just plain old printer paper. Now you need to cut out 8 circles, and I'm using, once again, that little circle tool. If you don't have a circle tool, all you have to do is use the right size of circle, whether it's a lid of a jar or cookie cutter or something like that, and just use a pencil and just draw around them and then cut them out with a pair of scissors. So you need 8 of the larger circles. These are 3 inches in diameter. And you'll also need 2 small ones that are 1.5 inches in diameter. So once you have 8 large 3-inch circles and 2 small 1.5-inch circles, then it's time to do some folding. Take the large ones and you're going to fold them in half. Just make sure that you fold them all the same way. In this case, this paper has writing on one side and it has a pattern on the other. I made sure that the pattern was in the inside when I folded them. So you fold them in half once and then in half again. So you end up with these little cone shapes. Make sure and also you can make sure the pattern is facing the same direction when you fold it. So in half once and then in half again. So you're going to fold all 8 of the larger circles this way, and you're not going to fold the small circle. I'll show you what we're going to do with those in a minute. Now take 4 of those and you're going to put them together into a circle shape. Now the trick here is to make sure those flaps are all facing in the correct direction. You need 2 flaps facing in one direction and 2 flaps facing in the other direction. And it's hard to describe, but it's easy to show. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to position them in the proper way here. And it helps if you kind of lay them out like this before you glue them. So see how you have 2 flaps facing one way and 2 flaps facing the other, and it makes a circle shape. And then we're going to glue those onto one of the small circle shapes that we made. So take one of the small circles and fold it in half. And I fold it in half just so you get a nice line down the center that's right in the middle. And I'm just going to highlight that line with a pencil. You don't have to do this. I just wanted you to be able to see it on camera. So I put a little mark on there so you can see how it's divided into halves. And these are going to help you align your little pieces. Then all you have to do is add a little bit of glue. So I add a glue to the top half here. And then take 2 of them and you're going to just place them on top of the glue. And that's why it's important that you kind of align the flaps in the right direction before you start gluing, because otherwise it won't turn out. And a little bit of glue on the bottom part, and then line those up on the other half. And then once they're on, just make sure everything is lined up. You can press down on it. Let the glue set and let the glue dry. And when you turn it over, you can see that little circle shape, and that's going to be in the middle of the ornament. You won't see that. And then do the same thing with the other 4 pieces and the other small circle. You end up with 2 halves that have 4 pieces of paper on each. And then let the glue dry. Now, once the glue is dry, take the piece and then you're going to fluff them up. So you're going to put your fingers into those little folds, and you're just going to make them so that they're sticking up and you get like a little teardrop kind of a shape. And then fluff up both of them before you stick both halves together. You can do this once the ornament is put together. I just found it a lot easier to work with if you did 1 half at a time. Then put a little bit of glue on the small circle on 1 half, and then just take the other half and then just stick it on. Stick them together so that the 2 small circles are touching one another. And like I said, you don't see them. And that's it. Once that's glued together, your ornament is done. You just have to kind of go around and make sure that everything is fluffed up nicely and it looks nice and round. Now you're going to want to attach some ornament string. What I did, I just go to the top at the top of the ornament, there'll be lots of space there. I used a little bit of hot glue, a little dab of hot glue in the center, and I just took a loop of that ornament string, which is just ribbon, and I just kind of stuck it in there and then pinched that together so that it's stuck in there, and then you have your ornament string. Now this is one that I made with scrapbooking paper that had a blank side and a pattern side. And as you can see, when I put the little circles together, I alternated them with some that had the white on the outside and then some that had the pattern on the outside. And it gives it a kind of an interesting look, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's completed. And here's what it looks like. This is single-sided scrapbooking paper with white and gold. I added a bauble on that one. And here they are. I think they look really nice all together like that. And there's some green and some different kinds of patterns. I actually put these on the pine tree in front of my house to get these photos. Thanks for watching. Now I have an entire playlist of homemade Christmas tree ornaments that includes some of the ones you see on your screen right now. If you want to see this playlist, look in the description box below the video and click on the link.